Top 3 fat dudes in the Bible. I know what you're thinking. Hey, I wonder who is fat in the Bible. Well, this was going to be a top 10 list, but it turns out that only 3 guys made the cut. The rules for this list is that the Bible has to actually call these men fat. Number 3, Daniel. Daniel was one of the most righteous men in the Bible. He was captured and made a eunuch. The guy who was over the king's eunuchs had to make sure that all the eunuchs were good and fat, not neglected, otherwise he might be put to death for not taking care of the boys. Daniel, being a non-pork eating Jew, refused to eat their food. Instead, he had a different idea. By eating nothing but vegetables and water for 10 days, Daniel fattened up more than all of the other eunuchs. Was he fat by American standards? Heck no, but hey, I'd say we have a competition in who can get the fattest just by eating vegetables. Quick tip, eat lots of potatoes. Number 2, Eli. Eli was a 98-year-old priest. His 2 sons were also priests, but they were evil. Once, Israel went to fight the Philistines, so they took the Ark of the Covenant into battle with Eli's 2 sons. When Eli heard that his 2 sons were dead and the Ark was taken, he fell over backwards, breaking his neck under the weight of his own gut. Had he been a younger man, perhaps his fatness would not have killed him. Honorable mentions. Before we get to the very obvious pick for number 1, quick question. Was Jesus fat? The Pharisees called him a glutton, and I've actually heard people claiming that he was fat just because of that. Here's 4 reasons why Jesus wasn't fat. Number 1, you can't actually trust what the Pharisees said about Jesus. They were fasting, he wasn't, so they called him a glutton. A glutton is what they call people who eat when they're not supposed to. It doesn't really refer to the amounts that they eat. Also, the Pharisees called Jesus demon-possessed too, so they obviously had some ridiculously untrue accusations, him being a glutton included. Number 2, Jesus came from a poor family. A poor family back then probably didn't have a surplus in food. Number 3, as a carpenter, he also had a hard labor job that always had him up and active. Number 4, Jesus fasted for 40 days. How fat can you be after that? It certainly shows he didn't have a hard time denying himself food. And now for the very obvious pick, number 1, King Eglon. King Eglon is undeniably the fattest dude in the Bible. When his assassin first met him, it probably caught him off guard just how obese Eglon was. When his killer stabbed him in the stomach with a dagger, Eglon's belly fat engulfed the dagger, making it so it couldn't be pulled out. So what do you think, guys? Do you agree with this list? Is there anyone who I left off? Please leave comments below. If you like this list, please click subscribe for more topics like this.